All right, today we're going to be talking about how to make athletes feel taken care of. I think this is a huge thing, not only because I do think like your athletes should feel cared about, but like if you want to build trust with your athletes, they got to feel cared about. Most athletes are not just walking into the building and just want to do a workout and leave. Like that's not most situations, or most athletes are really going to enjoy the sport and get the most out of it or learn how to love it more, right? Like a lot of it comes from relationship with their coach and the care they feel there. So I'm gonna give you some tools here on how to build. It's really trust building that I'm talking about, but how to do things that show your athletes that you care about them, that you see them, that you're trying to help them. I will tell you, I am not a big proponent of like long drawn out conversations, especially at practice. Like if a kid just needs to talk that day, I do not mind conversations or helping a kid out or talking them through something. But I don't think it's my job as the coach to try to be like to try to take the role of like a therapist type situation. So me kind of saying that that's pretty vague, and I think there's a lot of different ways you could take it. But I just want to let you know my kind of stance on that. Like if I really feel like something is a serious conversation, I'm really gonna point them to parents, to teammates, um, things like that. Just because I will help them feel heard, but that's just not. I don't think that that's my role as the coach or one of my main roles or something that I should spend a large amount of time on. So you can take that how you like. Uh, whether it thinks it sounds, you might have already thought like, wow, this guy really doesn't care, and that's just not really it at all. I think I'm having trouble explaining that piece, but let's get into it. So number one is help kids with their technique. They love working on their technique. They love feeling like they got better. So for you as the coach, that means you got to pay attention to them. It means you got to give them solid feedback and you got to help them improve. So if you can point to a kid, show them what they can do to get better, show them what they're doing wrong, and point them out, like point them in the right direction, and then the follow up, like, hey, that's looking really good. I see you working on that thing, or it's like calling out and labeling. Like you want to call out what they're doing really well, and then you as the coach, like the care, that trust that athletes can feel, um, they feel it when one, you show them, you see them, you show them, and then you follow up with them. So, and you'll get some bonus points as a coach there. Like the kids will believe in you more, and kids believing in the program and the coach is a huge piece of the puzzle. Another thing you can do is write something special for that athlete. So just last week we had a situation here where I wrote like a I am transition practice, and there was this one athlete where I was just looking at it, I was like, man, this isn't, this doesn't really fit with him. Of course, we make the majority of our athletes do all of the workout we wrote for that day, and most programs do that. But this kid in particular, that day I said, hey, you know what? I think I want you to do an aerobic freestyle day. I think this is going to be really good for you, and here's what I want you to do. And he ended up doing like 1,500 yards more than the normal workout, and he absolutely crushed it by the end of it. We ended up doing like 28 200s. And at the end of practice, he was like, well, why'd you make me do that? And I was like, but sometimes you swim really well when you just swim. Like, we don't put in too much changes or complexity, that sort of thing. That when you can just kind of get in a good groove and then we push from there, you get a really good workout in. And for him, that was he kind of knew that, but it's hard to want to do some sets like that because they can be boring. But for him, I know he feels good when he does them, and it's kind of like, let's just get started and you'll feel better. That stuff doesn't work for everybody, but for that athlete that day, I thought he needed something different. I gave him something special just for him, and we had the lane space to do it. And it was like, oh, we had a great practice that day, and he loved it. And it even opened the door for some great conversations with other athletes, like, oh, I think I would have liked to do that more than this workout. And so it's just a good opportunity for something different. Also, when you're doing things different, like whether that's a sprint, distance day, or a boy girl type of day, like it's just something different that feels more for them. And this is one of my like uncomfortable truths in coaching. It's not really what you do. It's it's like the athletes aren't looking at you thinking, wondering like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's more like, what are you gonna do for me? Or what do I get out of this? Like the athletes are there for them, and they love the team, they love the sport, they might love you, but really, um, they're there because they want to get better and they want to know what's in it for them. sort of thing. And that's not a bad thing. That's a lot of people in a lot of situations. So by writing something special or writing something different, you can really tap into that for athletes. So I would challenge you to write something special for a few different kids. Another way to show you care is share something cool with the athletes. Like, I love sharing videos. For example, back to the technique thing. Like, if I find a video that I think would be a great, it's where I want an athlete to be technique wise, I'll show them a video and say, like, this is the thing I've been trying to teach to you. Like, I downloaded this video, or I got a copy of this video. I just want to give it to you. So, like, you just give them a little something that's related to them. Again, it's back to, like, it's for them specifically. You can stand in front of the whole group and share it, and that's great. A lot of kids love that. But if you're like, hey, I found this for you, that's a big deal. Like, I found this for you. It's a great way to build trust. Another way, meet entries, talking to your athletes about meet entries. So on our team, like, we do meet entries for all of our athletes. I think a lot of teams are like that. But what we want to do there is you kind of show entries to your athletes, and you can say, hey, this is what I want to do at this meet for you. This is how I think it relates to the season. Or you can even connect the dots, that this is what we're going to do at this meet, followed by this is what we're going to do at the next meet. And it just, again, shows kids, oh, hey, okay, there's a plan for me. This is what it's going to be for me to swim as good as possible. And I think athletes love that. So meet entries is a great way to talk to your kids or give them that personal touch. Topic of swim meets, it's talking about race strategies, and a lot of us, we have blanket race strategies, but as kids start developing, sometimes there's different race strategies for them, and that happens a lot of times. Like, for example, I just talked to Natalie Hines about her 100 free. She's a Tokyo Olympian, and she specifically talked about, I'm not great at back halving, and my back half is kind of tough no matter what. I might be getting this backwards actually. Either way, but she was talking about her back half being rough, and so she was like, I really try to make the front half as good as possible because I know that's going to be the best half of my race, and the back half, I'm just trying to hold it together. So, and then you have athletes who are opposite. Like the front half, they struggle with that get out speed. So we're gonna maintain the get out speed, but we're really gonna lean into the back half. And sometimes we have race strategies that don't work great with athletes. Like, they just don't really work for them. So there's a couple different ways you can go about this, but again, it's just like that individualization, right? I think that's you're kind of getting the theme of this whole talk. Like, how individualized can you make it for your athletes? And if they feel like something's for them, they're gonna feel cared about. They're gonna feel like you're looking out for them. You're gonna build trust. You're gonna build belief. And those are all huge when it comes to building a great team, right? That's the business we're in. We don't just want a great swim meet. We want great seasons. We want great teams. We want back-to-back great seasons. Hope this helps. Just a couple thoughts off the top of my head on how to help your athletes feel cared about, which is what we want so that we build trust. So I hope you have a great day. Hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.